On today's show, I wanted to give you a primer of Mormon pioneer history because we are about to celebrate Pioneer Day. And if you're rather new to Utah, you might not know what a big deal Pioneer Day is. It is a huge deal, and even if you're not Mormon, you're going to celebrate Pie and Beer Day, where you drink a lot of beer and you eat a lot of pie. Mormons are going to be eating a lot of fried chicken, Jello salad, and funeral potatoes. But the Mormon history is really kind of glanced over. Not a lot of people know it. Not a lot of people know the intricacies and the juicy details. That's what I wanted to share with you on today's show briefly. I find it extremely fascinating. And just a little bit of history. So this area that we live in, when the Mormons came here, was actually Mexican territory. It was not even part of the United States. And the Mormons decided to come all the way out here in the middle of nowhere, believing they could live better lives here than they could back east among the people who were living there. Why did they do that? That's what I'm going to get into. So Joseph Smith, if you didn't know, he translated the Book of Mormon from golden plates he found in the Hill of Cumorah. He translated this account of what the Native Americans were doing here before white settlers came in. And it's a long story. The Nephites, the Lamanites fought all these battles. A lot went on in that book. You can go ahead and read it if you would like. But I want to go into why did the Mormons develop this contentious relationship with the United States federal government? How did that happen? So what happened was the Mormons just went around pissing a lot of people off, mostly because they practiced polygamy. They called that one of the dual sins of the times. Slavery was the other one. Polygamy was considered just as bad as slavery, surprisingly. And the Mormons said in their book, they are the only true church. They are the restored gospel of Christ, and they are the only ones who are preaching the true gospel. That made a lot of people upset, including a man named Liburn Boggs, who was the Missouri governor. Liburn Boggs saw the rise of the Mormons, and he saw the continued success of the Mormons in bringing all these converts over from Europe. I mean, you talk about an incredible migration. The Mormons brought over thousands upon thousands of people from places like England, Scandinavian countries, Germany. A lot of my ancestors are from there. And you need me to stop. Oh. And they were amazingly successful. And so Liburn said, you know what? The Mormons are practicing polygamy. I don't like them. I'm going to say inside of Independence, Missouri, you can go ahead and just kill all the Mormons, drive them out. He signed an extermination order that authorized troops to use force against Latter-day Saints to exterminate them in the state. It's kind of hard to believe. And then Joseph Smith decided, okay, you're going to try to exterminate us. Well, I'm going to try to exterminate you, Liburn. And he put a hit out on Liburn Boggs, and he sent his avenging angel, Porter Rockwell, to go assassinate Liburn Boggs. And he was almost successful. While Boggs was reading a newspaper in his study, he was shot in 4 places. 2 balls were lodged in his skull, a third in his neck, a fourth entered his throat and was swallowed, and he was severely injured. Several doctors, Boggs' brother among them, pronounced him fatal, and he was dead. They even published his obituary in one newspaper. But he miraculously survived the assassination attempt. Joseph Smith wasn't as lucky. So Joseph Smith was going to stand trial for this and other things like destroying an anti-Mormon printing press, and he was sent to Carthage jail, where a mob of people came and assassinated Joseph Smith. Then after this point, there was no love for the Mormons, unfortunately. And Brigham Young decided to take over, and he was elected the new leader of the Latter-day Saints. And he decided there was no place out east where the Mormons could live peacefully. And so they decided to head west, and they entered into Mexican territory. They started to create the Kingdom of Deseret. It was by no means at the beginning an American establishment. It was a Mormon establishment, and Brigham Young had his sights set on creating his own kingdom. That didn't work out because the United States won the territory from Mexico. It became American territory. And in later chapters of the whole story, the Mormons against the federal government concluded in Utah eventually becoming a state, and Utahns and Mormons eventually be embracing America and American ideals and becoming patriots in their own right. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Have an excellent Pioneer Day or Pie and Beer Day. I'll see you next time.